New markings have been found by Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point, which is honestly really exciting news. For those of you who don't know, Top Thrill Dragster suffered an accident last year on August 15th, I believe, where a flag plate struck a woman in the head and she was sent to the hospital. Since then, Top Thrill Dragster has been closed and is still closed for the entirety of the 2022 season. But then we see this. New markings have been showing up by Top Thrill Dragster. Now, there have been more markings on the other side of the break run, which I'll get to later. Just a warning though, guys, everything I say in this video is all speculation. Everything I say could be false, could be completely untrue, but it's still cool to see and everything that's happening. So, yeah. But before I get into it, if you want to stay caught up with everything that's happening with Top Thrill Dragster and everything that's happening with the Grand Pavilion, make sure to subscribe today. I think I might have just hit 600 subscribers. The last I checked, I was at 599. But it really helped me out a lot for the channel. And if you already are subscribed, make sure to check out my Patreon, because I actually did revamp it a lot. So, you know, you get more for way less now. So make sure to go check that out if you already have and haven't, because I literally revamped the entire page. So yeah, that's that. And let's get back into the main part of the video. Okay, so these markings. The first thing that pops into everyone's head. What do these markings mean? Well, simply put it, the markings are for marking utilities. I have an overlay of where the markings are and everything. So the blue ones you see down the bottom right, those are where the markings are, and that indicates where a water line is. So we already know there's water line there. But then on the brake run, there's been a very long stretch of red markings, which means electrical line. So there's an electrical line there. And this green over here you see is where the bushes have been removed, because bushes have been removed down there. So they are obviously doing some digging or some construction, because they need to know where utilities are before they do anything. So this is what I think is happening. I think they're going to reroute the queue and make it so it's not stretching the entire length of the brake run. And here is why. They aren't going to rip out the coaster, obviously, because, you know, you would have seen markings on the entire roller coaster and things would have started to, well, they wouldn't start to happen yet, but like, you would have seen markings all over the roller coaster. That's already fair right there. But the fact that there's only markings with the specific areas really rings a bell that they're going to reroute the queue, especially when there's electrical lines all over and under the brake run. Now, a lot of people think this couldn't really happen because of the fact that you can't really reroute the queue in the midway, because they saw the water markings out there, so they're going to think, oh, that's where they're going to build the thing, right? Well, no. Just because there's markings there for utilities does not mean they're going to build something there at all. That is not at all what those markings mean. Those simply mark where the utilities are, so when they do build something, they know, okay, let's not go there, or let's do something around that. They know what to do, because they know that there's a water line there, an electrical line there, a roller coaster. That was a really bad joke. Point being, they're going to be doing some digging around where those markings are. So, this is why I think they're going to reroute the queue, but not in the way that most people think. Most people are thinking they're going to reroute the queue on the midway, but I'm thinking pretty much the exact opposite of that. They're going to reroute the queue inside of Top Thrill Dragster, but also on the other side of Top Thrill Dragster. Let me explain. If you look at this picture here, this is where the entrance is right here, and the yellow is where the new queue is going to be. Now, I did mess up a little bit, so the entrance is still going to be there, but there's going to be, it's going to go, like, there's going to be like a queue path that's going to go all the way down to where the yellow is, so just imagine that. So that entire queue is going to be widened and probably stretch further down more where the bushes are, because there is a lot of space over on the other side of the brake run that is not being used, and that could be used for some good queue space. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to remove the part of the queue where the brake run, like where the train actually hits the brake run over 100 miles an hour, so it's still going really fast. So they're going to remove that part of the queue, which is where the tan part is, and then basically where the yellow part of the queue is where the train actually comes to a stop safely, so people can actually like be around it. And that's why I think that the queue is going to be there and widened there, because that's, you know, it's safe to be around the roller coaster there. And in order to build new queue space and to get rid of queue space, you need to do digging, which is why we see utility lines there. So that is my thinking of what they're doing, which also pretty much confirms if it is, again, if this is a queue thing, if they're making rerouting a queue, basically they're going to reopen Top Thrill Dragster next year. And that's actually really exciting news. So I hope you all got something out of this video today. Again, this is all speculation. Everything I could have said here could have been completely false. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but this is still really exciting news nonetheless. So again, if you're new here and you like what I post, please consider subscribing to the channel. Again, this is where this is where you can be caught up with all the Top Thrill Dragster stuff, Grand Pavilion stuff, but I also do a lot of other stuff, like I do Kings Island, Dollywood, Hershey Park, really any park I've really been to. And I did just come back from Dollywood recently, actually just yesterday, so you're going to see a lot of content out on that. Go follow my socials down below, and yeah, that's all I got for you guys today.